Good morning. My name is Rick Lord, and on behalf of our chairman, Gary Magnuson, and members of the AIM Board of Directors who are here with us this morning, I want to welcome you to the 4th Annual AIM Economic Outlook Forum, featuring a distinguished panel who will share their views on the outlook for the region's economy during the year ahead. Before I introduce Anthony Silva, who once again has agreed to moderate the Outlook Forum, I'd like to say a word about BuyMass, the sponsor of this morning's breakfast. Launched in 2009 by AIM in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, BuyMass is a business-to-business matchmaking service designed to promote business opportunities among companies of all types and sizes here in the Bay State. The buymass.org online directory features thousands of products and services from every corner of the state. It's all here, from computer software to candles, from biotech to machine tools. BuyMass also conducts in-person events. We have matched companies such as Raytheon, Mestec, and Pratt & Whitney Aircraft with innovative suppliers throughout Massachusetts. I urge you to learn more about the BuyMass initiative on our website, and I also invite you to speak this morning to Chris Guerin and Celia Grant from the AIM staff to find out how BuyMass can help you to do more business in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So with that, I would ask the members of the panel to please come forward and be seated while I introduce our moderator. Anthony Silva is New England business editor at WBZ News Radio 1030 here in Boston, and co-host of the station's afternoon news. He produces WBZ's New England Business Reports, Market Wrap-Up, and New England Small Business Report, and hosts the daily Money Matters segment in the WBZ Business Breakfast Series. A graduate of Emerson College, Anthony has won several honors, including the Champion Media Award for Economic Understanding and numerous AP and Tom Phillips Awards for Best Newscast, Best Breaking News Story, Best Feature, and Best Reporter. Please join me in welcoming Anthony Silva as our moderator and what I'm sure will be an interesting conversation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. And good morning all. Thank you very much. And it's a real pleasure being here this morning. I was just asked, did you just come from the radio station because you were on this morning? The truth be told, this morning's reports were recorded last night. So welcome to the Kathy Jerry Barry Show, right here on our stage. And over the next hour or so, we will answer all your questions, make the future of our economic picture crystal clear, and you'll be able to hire people, expand, and carry on with your business for the next 12 months. That's the guarantee. I hope you all agree with that. Okay, fine. First, I need to issue a slight apology. The chair of AIM's Board of Economic Advisors, Ray Torto, could not be here today. He's not stuck in traffic. He is in Dubai, which we thought was a pretty good excuse. I think he's skiing in a giant enclosed ski slope, but we're not sure. He does send us apologies, and he's enjoying the warm weather there, but he did send us his economic update. And as you all know, if you've been here in past years, Ray always framed his economic update in terms of medical metaphors. So I need to quote, he says, tell Anthony that the patient this year is somewhat stronger, living at home now, but still on medication, which in this case is 40 milligrams of monetary policy. Recovery is both positive and slow towards good health. The food and the surroundings are a lot better at home than in the hospital room. So that's his update, and if you have any questions about him, you can Skype him in Dubai. So if you have a question about any analysis, you can give him a call, and he'll answer your call when he gets back. So we're pleased to welcome all three of you this morning. I really appreciate you being here, and our well-informed and widely respected observers of economic and business conditions from very different backgrounds. We're going to begin the conversation with sort of asking each of you to offer, in a short view, a brief view, a few sentences, where do you see us standing economically as we begin 2003? You may want to compare and contrast where we were a year ago. And I wanted to start with you, Kathy Keel, Professor of Economics at Holy Cross. And Catherine, what do you see for the Massachusetts economy right now?
Well, I think that we're in a modest recovery. There are some numbers that look good and give us hope. Certainly, housing market seems to be coming back. But there are things that concern us, unemployment numbers. But I feel like it's modest growth. There are certainly a lot of risks with the uncertainty that comes with the political situation that I think we should be concerned about or keep our eyes on. But I liked Ray's medical analogy. When you've been as sick as we've been, we can't expect to suddenly leap out of bed and start running marathons. It's going to be slow. There's going to be, sometimes we're going to go a little too fast, and then we're going to have to step back and relax and recover. But I feel fairly confident that we're on a good track.
So we're ambulatory at least.
We're ambulatory.
Good,
yes,
that's great.
yes. But don't go crazy.
Okay, Jerry Sargent, the president of Citizens Bank. Jerry, you were on the air on WBZ this morning, and I appreciate the interview yesterday as we set up a preview for this morning's event. What's your snapshot?
So I tend to look at it, I guess, through a couple of lenses. The first lens is through the corporate environment. And when we interact with CEOs, there's a fair level of optimism about their own circumstance. These are companies who have come through a period of rationalization of their business. They've adjusted to the realities of a down economy. And they sit in a place with a lot of excess cash and capital, and they're looking for a way to grow their business. On the consumer lens, we see a consumer who is in a better place than they were 4 years ago. They've delevered. They arguably haven't delevered enough, but they've delevered to the point where there seems to be a view that, boy, it'd be nice to be back in the game. There's a propensity, I think, to want to be back spending. But wrapping over the whole thing is the notion of where is this country going from a fiscal perspective, and that uncertainty word that we keep talking about, I think, creates that cloud that has delayed a lot of decision making on both sides. Even though we're seeing a little bit of movement in housing and autos, I still worry that decisions are being delayed until the longer term view of the country's fiscal situation is clearer.
We've had that pause button on for a long time.
Yeah.
Barry Bluestone. Barry and I have appeared at a number of BZ events through the years, and I think I've been interviewing you for a couple of decades. I'm not sure, but I know our paths have crossed repeatedly.
Since the 1920s, Anthony.
Almost. Barry is Dean of the School of Public Policy and Urban Affairs at Northeastern. And Barry, what's your view?
Well, I look at it by looking at the individual sectors of the economy, because any economy, of course, is going to be made up of its industries and its clusters. And over the last year or so, as I've looked at a number of them, and we'll get into discussions about manufacturing, I'm seeing more of these sectors gain strength. We've been talking with folks. We see it in construction starting to come back. We see it in housing finally bottoming out and starting to come back. I think financial services are in better position than they were 3-4 years ago. We're completing a major study at the Dukakis Center that I direct on the life sciences here, and I am absolutely amazed at what's happening in the life sciences, leading the state in terms of employment growth and continuing to do that, and did it right through the recession. So when you look at construction, financial services, manufacturing is stabilized. We just, as you'll hear, surveyed 700 manufacturers, and 2/3 of them tell us that they'll be expanding employment over the next 5 years. Very few thought they would be going out of business. I'm pretty excited about that. I think we face some serious problems that we have to deal with. Jerry mentioned the fiscal problems and the uncertainty that comes out of Washington. I must tell you, I'm very proud of what we're doing here in the state. I think we have a pro-business government in many, many ways. We can talk about taxes later if we want to, but I still see a government which has been working to streamline itself and to encourage business. So I'm pretty excited and optimistic about the next year or two. The other long-term issue that we're going to face, and I've been saying this to a number of people, that for 42 years I've been a practicing economist at one or another university, and I woke up about 6 months ago and realized I'd screwed it all up. I should have been a demographer. That demography is what's really driving this. And as you know, 2/3 of us in this room begin to think about retirement, and another third are on the verge of it, including this guy. The question is where does that young generation come along to replace us? We're going to have 100,000 openings in manufacturing just because of retirement, even if we don't create one net new job. Where do we get that workforce? Where's the workforce in construction and finance? I think that's an open question, and we need to find an answer to it.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.